The next thing is local variables. So what is the local variable? How we can do that? Let's place it here itself. You will easily understand that difference. So now the second thing is local variables. So local variables means you should be writing within the method. Okay, let's see the program. Public class local variables, public static void main string. Okay, so here you have a method, that is main method. So in this main method you are writing a variable. Let's put it as int a equal to this way. But one thing you should remember, whatever the int a used outside of the method, you are not declared any value for this. But local variables within the method, if you write any of the variable with this way, you should give the value. Okay, you should assign the value. If you're not assign the value, at least you should give a default value for that. What is the default value for int? It will be 0. So if you're not give it this default value, then your compiler will give the compilation error. So in this case you will get a compile time error. Compile time error will come because local variables, whatever you are going to declare, you have to give it a default value. So to avoid this compile time error, you have to give it at least a default value for that. So then there is no compile time error now. The second thing is, whatever you are going to write it within the method, it will be accessible. Outside of the method, it's trying to access. Let's try to add one more method like public void my method. So this my method want to access whatever there inside the main method. It's not possible. This variable want to access it here in this my method. It's not possible because this int a is equal to 0 will be accessible within this method only. Okay, that is the one thing you should remember. The next thing is, whatever the object you created and try to access it, here you don't need to be create any object because it is within the method, right? So if it is outside of the method, then you need to create the object, then access it. But it is inside, just you can simply system.out.println with the a, then you can get the output as 0 is the default value what you have assigned for that. The only thing is the rest all the behavior will be same but within the method level. If you compare both of them, instance variable and local variable, the variable declaration is at outside of the method, so that is the instance variable. But local variable declaration is within the method, and if you want to access instance variables, you need to create the object then access it. But local variable, you don't need to, you have to be declare it within the method and you can use it across that method itself. Outside of the method, if you try to access, it will not be accessible. But instance variable, you can access across the methods, across the classes also, because in this scenario you have the public access modifier. Access modifier public means this variable can access other classes also by using this object creation. So like if you create the object in other classes, like instance variable, how you create the object, then you can access it. So that is instance variable importance, but local variable within the method level. Let's see one example for that. So here variable local. So now we are going to see the local variable. Let's put it public static void main. So whatever the variable, if you declare it here, that means that is instance or global. We are not doing that one for this one because this is local. Into a, if you put it like this, there is no issue as such because no one was using this one. Whenever it is using, okay, let's put it a. See here, initially, if I was not writing this one, there is no compilation error at this moment because this was no one used. If I access this one, see, I'm trying to access this a to print, so then it is giving the error. What is the error? It should saying you should variable a might not have been initialized. Initialized means you have to give some value. Either it will be actual value or you can put it as a default value. Now you won't get any compilation error. To run it, the value should be 0. Okay. The next thing is if I try to change the value into a is 100, then system.out.println a. So now value should be 100. So 0, 100. And if I try to access outside of the method, public void my method. So if I try to access it outside, system.out.println a, then it is saying what is the a? You have not declared anywhere. So this kind of thing within the method level, outside of the method will not be accessed. This is not possible. Line number 13 is not possible because this is accessible only within the premises, within the method premises. So that is the difference for local variables.